Good morning, woodwind students. I hope everybody is well and enjoying your resting at home. So this is going to be the first lesson in learning to play the oboe. And the thing I'm really going to miss about this situation is being able to hear all five of you in a room playing oboe at once and attracting all of the various fowl and other ducks in the neighborhood. Let's start by talking about the reed. Everybody has a reed, I hope, along with the oboe. And what you're going to do is just put the reed in the water, 20 seconds or so, okay? And first we're going to crow on the reed. This is a really lovely sound. So similar to playing the clarinet, except we put the upper lip over the top teeth. Put the reed in your mouth kind of with a lot of lip on both upper and lower. The reed will just sort of put the right amount of lip over your teeth. And you want to basically put the reed in almost up to the string, and feel the reed without biting. And you can get a few different pitches. The basic pitch from the reed should be around a C, but it might be flatter than that because you're playing on very soft reeds, which will not be up to pitch. They won't be up to pitch when you put them on the oboe either. Put the reed in your mouth, find the end of the reed with your tongue, and tongue the same way you do with clarinet or saxophone. If you squeeze too hard or bite, that's what happens, and that doesn't work very well. I have some little exercises here that I'm going to go through today, and I will email you the sheet with the exercises on them. Okay, so oboe, and the other thing is, make sure that you put cork grease on the reed. Maybe every time that you use it. It's probably going to fit tightly into the oboe. So this should start to look kind of familiar to you guys. We have an upper joint and a lower joint, and we're going to put the two together. There's nothing to do with keys raising a bridge key like there is on clarinet. What you're going to do is there's actually two bridge keys. There's one on either side, and just keep an eye on them so that when you put the oboe together, you don't bend them or one doesn't run into each other. And when you put it together, line it up by sighting down the hinge rod on both the upper and the lower joint and align them that way. And when you do that, the bridge on this side should also be in alignment. The bridges are quite important because there's a lot of notes that on the oboe where the bridge mechanism is necessary to play the notes. We'll get into that later. Put on the bell. The bell on your oboe probably won't have a key on it, so that makes it easy. Okay, reed. Put the reed in, and the first thing we're going to do is play a C. And a C is fingered 1 and 1 and no thumb. 1 and 1 and no thumb. And clarinet, flute, and saxophone, 1 and 1 is a B flat. On the oboe, it's a C. So play a C and practice tonguing. Okay, so we'll learn a few fingerings today, not all of the fingerings. Ultimately, we'll know the chromatic scale in 2 octaves. So just a few fingerings. We'll start with C. Lift up the right finger, the right hand, first finger, so that B. Most of these notes, we're going to play C major scale. Most of these notes are the same as the C major scale on the other woodwind instruments. So we have B, B, A, G, and then we get to something really fun, F. F is 2 fingers and the little finger, the little key in between the second and third finger of the right hand. So you're going to go from G to F, you're going to put down 3 fingers. E is like you've played before on other instruments. D. And then low C is with a pinky, of course, on the right hand, but it's not this one, it's this one. The E flat and the C are opposite of what they are on flute or saxophone. They're opposite. So the top key for the pinky is the low C. E flat is the lower one. So next, we can play the C major scale. C major scale. So now I'm going to get into some exercises that I've written for you guys that I will send you. Some people probably turned in the essential elements of from saxophone, and some people did not. If you have the essential elements from saxophone, you can play all of that stuff in that book on the oboe. If you don't, I'll send you some stuff, and you can work on that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just work on the left hand a little bit. The left hand, we're going to start with a G and basically play 4 notes. So that we're going to work on practice playing the C with 1 and 1. And now, there's also a little right hand exercise. And we'll start with on low E, and we're going to practice playing E and what we call closed F. There's three ways to finger F on the oboe. Right now we'll talk about 2 of the ways to finger F. And the first way I already showed you, which is called closed F. It's 1, 2, and the little key here. So this exercise is going to use closed F. And then the other way to finger F is 1, 2, 3, 1, 3 with the middle finger up. So the closed F is very useful when you're doing scale passages, scale type passages in C major, C major, F major, G major, not G major, but C major, F major, etc. Um, the the fork fingering, we call this the fork fingering, the 1 and 3 in the right hand. That's useful for arpeggio type passages. So I'm going to play D, F, A. And you can imagine what would happen if we tried to go from D to closed F. It's very, very awkward. So the fork fingering, is as important as the closed F fingering. The closed F fingering is almost always first choice because it sounds better, as opposed to. It's not a whole lot of difference in sound, but in the next octave, there's a big difference in the sound, in the tone quality. Okay, that's what I want. That's what I want to cover today for this week. Putting the oboe together, tonguing, crowing on the reed, getting a pitch that's at least close to the pitch of C on the reed, and then learning the C fingering, which is different than all the other woodwinds, and the 2 F fingerings. And what I'll do is I have one more exercise that I'm going to send you, and I'll just play that for you right now. Closed F. Open fork F, because the next note is going to be D. Let me go over that again. I'm going to play G, E, F, D. And that's it. And have a good time playing the oboe. Until next time, be well, practice, and see you later.